Drummer is a snake and a coward. I remember when he rode around on his shitty motorcycle to lecture me. Weird. Which it was weird.
Well, Ralph, how long you think it's been since we had this little talk? I think the last time I was on a motorcycle talking about your ass was March 2019. And since then, just about everything that I said, every prediction that I've made, just about came true, hadn't it? If only you had listened to me when I tried to talk some sense into you a while back. Man, look at this state of shit you're in now.
Hello there, folks, and welcome to another edition of
This is just in.
Over the past few weeks, we've seen a quick decline in the mental condition of Ethan Ralph. The revelation of his teenage girlfriend named Faith sent people into a frenzy, and his bombastic and vile attitude towards anyone that slightly criticized them created an army of enemies. But when the details of Ethan Ralph's personal life began to slip out into the spotlight, the internet lapped up the drama like a cat with a saucer of fresh milk. After a public battle with the father of his teenage girlfriend, people were concerned about Faith. It was revealed that Ethan Ralph had encouraged her to leave her family without warning to come live with him in his mother's crack shack. And the internet found it very concerning that her father was now online trying to convince his daughter that she had made a major mistake. Come home, Faith became the rallying cry for everyone that was watching the situation unfold. Well, not long after Ralph's feud with his girlfriend's father unfolded in front of our eyes, Faith made it known that she was going to meet back up with her family. Everyone rejoiced that Faith was finally wising up and going home. But Ralph denied these claims. He bragged that she would be back Monday and he would post pictures of them together to prove everyone wrong. Well, Monday rolled around and surprise, no Faith. This, of course, began to eat at Ethan Ralph as everyone began to laugh at him. And this is where things went really wild. Monday night, we got an unexpected surprise. The ex-boyfriend of Faith suddenly appeared on the website Kiwi Farms. He decided to spill the beans on everything he thought he knew about the relationship between Ethan Ralph and Faith, based mainly on his text conversations with Faith. He decided to tell his side of the story in a live stream on his YouTube channel.
I've never had this many people, so I feel a little pressured. So basically, what's been going on, if you guys don't know, and if you're just joining out of whatever, if you're one of my regular audiences, what's going on is that, well, Ethan Ralph of the Ralph Retort has been lying about, well, he's been lying about pretty much every aspect of theirs and Faith relationship, and I do have proof. But yeah, the base thing is I just want to clear the air. I want to stop all this speculating, and I want me and Faith to just sort of disappear off the internet if that's possible. I don't know what's going on with Faith today, but I know yesterday she was with her parents in DC. The cunt got cucked. I like that. Smell the tampon, Gator. But like I said, this isn't to be malicious or to hurt anybody. I just want all of this to be over with. Now Ralph is guilty, that I know of more than just saying that Faith is his girlfriend, when obviously that is not the truth. Oh, here are messages that are her cutting contact with Ralph. Ralph even, if this is Ralph even admits that what he's saying was lying. So this is in response to Faith asking Ralph to take the pictures that are on his Instagram down. Alright, so here it says, Faith says, I mean, yes, but I'd also like an apology from me and my SO. That would be me. What you did hurt our relationship a lot, which is true. Because I wanted her to have no contact with Ralph since March. And I was under the assumption that she was having no contact with Ralph. Until all of this was brought to my attention, I was very, very angry. And we've had to do a lot to repatch our relationship, which we have for the most part. I'm still having problems with trust, but that's my problem. That's not for me to say on stream. Anyways, Ralph responds, "Look, I'm sorry I got carried away, and then when Josh started attacking you, I felt that if I kept bragging about you, which he was, I was telling them to fuck off. I didn't mean for it to get out of hand. I just wanted to protect you and let them know that you're worth so much more than what they were saying about you." And of course, we're talking about a possibility of a lawsuit for maybe sexual harassment, but I don't think we're actually going to sue Ralph. But, you know, it's nice to think about, especially after what he's done to both me and Faith. Was he stalking her online? When I asked her to cut off no contact, he would message her like 100 times over the course of like 3 hours, like just trying to get her attention. But, you know, being faithful and, you know, agreeing to what we had said was best, we, you know, she never answered. But I guess, in her words, selfishness got the better of her, and she wanted more money for her charities. I wasn't planning on going anywhere with any of this information, but just reading through all the kiwi farms and shit like that is just, every man has a breaking point. Faith got involved with Ralph again. I'm about to show you for clout for her charities. That's Faith conferred them. She's never slept with Ralph. Faith and Ralph have never had sex. See, again, this is just us taking it, because this has been a very stressful situation for both of us. For both us and our relationship, because, you know, as her significant other, I feel like I should step in and try and help her fix this, and this stream is part of doing that. I know that Ethan can be a very furious man, but I just want the record to be stated, and I want the truth to be out there. And the fact that he is lying to not only his audience, but the kiwi farms, but basically to everyone, it just isn't right. Especially when there's a less evil truth behind it. You know what I mean? It's just that what he's said, what he's done, it's just... It's something that, like, a high school kid would do. You know, who's got, like, a very lonely mindset. He was giving her alcohol. And we had a chat about that, and we agree that neither of us will drink anymore. She spoke out against Ralph. Well, the reason why she hasn't spoke out against Ralph is because she's scared of her. But she has a reason to be afraid of Ralph. I can't say what happened. That's not for me to say. Matt, I'm sorry, but I can't say why she is afraid of Ralph. I know the reason, and it's some serious shit. He threatened her. That's all I can say. Again, this was just after a fight. We're making up. I'm sorry I got angry. I said it's okay. And then she says, and I'm sorry I didn't call you sooner. I should have. Wraps my arms around you. Do you know that I really am trying? And I said, tell me you were using him. I said, I know. I'm sorry I made it seem like you weren't. Which was my fault. Because she has been trying. And then she says, I was using him, I was. Wraps arms around you. Promised me to get some rest, you need it. I feel like we're both really tired and just need some sleep. Okay. And then she says, I love you. You know that, right? I know. Like I said, he can do all that he wants. Whatever he does in retaliation to me is gonna reflect more poorly on Ralph than it is on me. Did he take her to Poncho's? I don't know. Again, yeah, that's kind of true. Faith is afraid of Ralph because she has a past of being abused, but Ralph did threaten her. Here. No results for Oreo. That was just because I had questions. He knows where I live, and then I said, which was dumb. And, of course, the all-famous, I don't want to get crushed by the Gunt. I said, and then I continued my sentence to tell him where you live. I can't believe you didn't do any digging into his past and who he really is. I know I was stupid. Like, it's so easy to find. He's a public figure. Crawls into lap, kiss me. And then this is in response to a long fucking post that she had, basically saying to just fuck off and stop speaking my name and stop calling me your girlfriend. I said, okay, so this is LOL maybe, and then Faith says my dad loves calling him the Gunt. My dad has an absolute burning hate for him. And then I said, well, why is that? And then he says, because he knows that Ralph lied about the girlfriend thing. And he said that if it ever happened, he'd rather kill Ralph, because he believes that Ralph doesn't deserve me in any way, shape, or form. Friend, girlfriend, whatever. And then this is Faith, using me for his own fucking benefit, fucking over my relationship. And then I said, like, you tried to use him, because I'm sarcastic, I'm a dick. Lying about his intentions. And then I said, you did that, though. You fucked over our relationship, he didn't do that. I warned you when he said he loved you, because after a month of knowing Faith, he just drops, I love you. This is what I was talking about with saying that Ralph just needs to let the fucking Matt Jarbo shit go. And then, so I said, but like, it's time to leave him alone. I'm talking about you, Matt. Shit was like 2 years ago. It's not funny. It's just sad. And then Faith is saying that Ralph yelled at her too, and his mom. And then I said, why did he yell at you? I said, when all this is said and done, we need to block him. And then Faith says, because I threw up from drinking so much. And then this is, apparently Ralph doesn't drink until it's after 7. And then I said, not always, and I was like, yes, we were talking about, like, oh, he's always drunk, because I still think he's, like, always drunk. I said, the man has a horrible problem with alcohol, and he passed that problem on to you. I said, he does, but he doesn't usually start drinking heavily till 7. Though then again, mine is worse. I drank a whole pint of vodka. Then I had a PTSD attack, and he just said, Faith, you gotta stop crying, and left me alone in the living room as I cried. And then this is does his breath smell like garbage burgers? His breath is unpleasant. And then I'm like, you know he ate burgers out of the trash, right? And I said, also, of course it is. He's a bad alcoholic. And then he says, it smelled more like, you know the smell of an old tampon? That's the smell. Yes. The smell of booze.
The guy was claiming that he was still Faith's boyfriend, and according to the text messages he showed, it appeared that Faith was still dating the guy we all thought was her ex-boyfriend. And the text he showed depicted a scenario where behind the scenes Faith was very upset about Ralph pretending to be her boyfriend. Well, this had everyone losing their minds. Did Ralph lie about dating Faith? Why would Ralph need to pretend to have a girlfriend? Oh yeah, as everyone began doing victory laps, celebrating the sad revelation about Ethan Ralph's seemingly fake relationship, Ralph was streaming live on the Killstream. And throughout the show, you could tell Ralph's mind was elsewhere.
Kicked off what would become the book. I just wrote this really massive, long analysis of the film on the blog about 10 years ago, and that post kept getting traction. Got a lot of views, probably 100,000 views on that post on the blog, and then eventually somebody was like, "Hey, you should, put this into a book." So that's kind of what kicked the book off eventually. But I think the title of the film, it really kind of gives away what it's about. It's the audience. Your eyes are wide shut to the way the elite and the power structure really works, because the Tom Cruise character, Bill Harford, he comes in contact with an elite above him that are basically outside of the law. They're not bound by the normal rules and strictures, and he thinks, along with his wife, that they're the elite. Like they're like the upper class, wealthy doctor, strata of the totem pole in New York, and then he comes across this secret society sex cult of basically billionaires who are way beyond him and have all the powers of an intelligence agency.
That's nothing to do with the
Yeah,
Holocaust.
they keep going up
But
every
too many-
year, right?
Too many family and friends of mine have people who died in the Holocaust, and it affects them too personally. I have too many Jewish friends.
You just empathize too much. That's a big problem.
I know a guy
I don't
that
know about
died
that,
in
but
Holocaust
yeah, I
twice.
am personally.
Try that.
Yeah,
I literally believe you, Boogie.
Yeah,
Boogie.
yeah.
Boogie. Okay, go ahead.
You
But
go.
no, listen. Do I wholeheartedly support Black Lives Matter? Not every aspect. I don't approve of anybody with it. Fuck you. I don't approve of any fucking violence. Fuck fucking violence. You punch a cop, I'm fucking done with
He
it.
kept checking his phone as if he was getting constant updates to what was happening elsewhere on the internet. And you could see the absolute stress in his face. The pressure was getting to Ralph. And the idea that he had been faking his relationship with Faith had began to spread around. Ralph had had enough. In a drunken rage, his brilliant mind decided the best way to prove everyone wrong would be to leak a video of himself having sex with Faith. And he did this on Instagram while Faith's other man was still live streaming.
I think Ralph deserves a sub for him on the farm, yeah. Totally. Oh, Ralph is messaging me right now. Let's see what this says. Uh-huh. Great. Yeah, I know he's trying to get me flagged. It's funny. Well, if he gets it flagged down, he gets flagged down. Kiwi's got the article. Here, I'm just gonna go ahead and just... Shit. Didn't mean to do that. Who's cooking who at this point? That's not Faith.
Well, folks, the video was real. Ralph had successfully destroyed the young man's belief that his girlfriend was only using Ralph for money. It seemed that while she didn't want to date Ralph, she still had agreed to bang him. And I can't help but wonder, what kind of arrangement have we stumbled on here? This seems like a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship. Was Faith a teenage prostitute? This situation reeks of absolute degeneracy. Now, I cannot count this as a win for Ethan Ralph, because in the process of shattering the reality of Faith's other boyfriend, Ralph landed himself in the biggest mess of this entire story. You see, when Ralph sent that video to Faith's boyfriend, the guy opened the message on screen on the stream, revealing the link to everyone watching. So within minutes, the Ralph sex tape was being posted everywhere online, most notably Pornhub. As news quickly spread of the sex tape leaked by Ethan Ralph, the internet went wild. It quickly became 2020's version of Two Girls, One Cup, a disgusting digital onslaught depicting the most vile and revolting images that no one ever wanted to see. If you thought seeing this much of Ethan Ralph was bad, you can't imagine how much worse it gets. For the sake of my audience, I will not share with you that cursed video, but I will offer an artist rendition to help you understand what was released. In the video, we see Faith in a reverse cowgirl position, writing the embarrassingly short ding-dong of a bloated and decrepit Ethan Ralph. As Faith does all the work, the only movement coming from Ethan Ralph is his belly full of jelly bouncing about the frame. Now it gets pretty graphic, and I won't go into much detail, but there were some thumbs going into some stinky places that Ethan Ralph immediately began to sniff and savor. It was, without a doubt, one of the most disgusting things this corner of the internet has ever had the misfortune of seeing. And may God have mercy on our souls. And as the world woke up to the news of what Ethan Ralph had just unleashed upon the internet, August 11, 2020 became a day that would live in infamy for years to come. The Guntpocalypse was unleashed. It was a full day of the greatest memes I've ever seen emerge from the dark abyss of digital hell. And the star of the show? Ethan Ralph's dancing gunt.
Oh shit.
That one's moving away from us.
We need the recorder.
Brand Doyle back to the Ranger.
The next morning, Ralph sobered up and confirmed the video was legitimate. However, Ralph claimed he was not the one that leaked it, but he was either blackout drunk when he sent the video to the young man, or he was flat out lying. Because if you watch the moment that the video was received by Faith's other boy toy, it's clear that the video came from Ethan Ralph on Instagram. As the dust began to settle from the shock of Ethan Ralph leaking his own sex tape, reality began to set in. A sharp chill ripped through the air as people began to realize that this wasn't just the most disgusting thing anyone had ever seen. It may also be revenge porn. Revenge porn is the distribution of sexually explicit images or videos of individuals without their consent. The sexually explicit images or video may be made by a partner of an intimate relationship with the knowledge and consent of the subject, or it may be made without their knowledge. The possession of the material may be used by the perpetrators to blackmail the subjects into performing other sex acts, to coerce them into continuing the relationship, to punish them for ending the relationship, or to silence them. In the wake of civil lawsuits and the increasing numbers of reported incidents, legislation has been passed in a number of countries and jurisdictions to outlaw the practice, though approaches have varied. The practice has also been described as a form of psychological abuse and domestic violence, as well as a form of sexual abuse. Now, Ethan Ralph lives in Virginia, and you can bet your ass that Virginia has revenge porn laws on the books. And should a prosecutor pick up the case, Ethan Ralph could be in trouble. But the troubles don't end there, because if Faith can prove that she suffered any damages from the leaking of the sex tape, she has grounds for a lawsuit against Ethan Ralph. Then this brings the question forward. What amount of money could Faith even sue Ethan Ralph for? I mean, he lives with his mother in a crack shack, for God's sake. Well, according to a former girlfriend of Ethan Ralph, he squirreled away quite a large sum of money from the years of super chats from the Killstream. Just 3 nights after leaking his own sex tape and taking a 2-day hiatus from streaming, Ethan Ralph decided to return to the Killstream.
Wow, it has been quite the week. I have to say that. I thought about writing some stuff out or doing an address, it was suggested to me that maybe I write a column because, you know, that's what I used to do. But I figured it was better to just come out here and speak from the heart, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I'm about to do. But what I'm going to do first, even before I read the super chats, I want to say a few things just off top. Thank you, Lord above, for the good friends that I have.
Absolutely shameless and transparent. This degenerate wasted no time trying to play up to his conservative audience by bringing up God. I wonder if he was thanking God when he was sodomizing his girlfriend with his thumbs before sticking them in his mouth. I don't think God wants a guest spot on the Killstream anytime soon, Ralph.
I have many friends on the internet, but some of them are seemingly friends until the shit goes down, and then you see they don't really... You wouldn't call them enemies, but, you know, they kind of peel away, and you have the core there. It's like an onion. You have the core there. And I don't even necessarily blame these people for not reaching out, even though they've been on the show multiple times, and I promoted their shit and, you know, gave them the rub, so to speak. I would think that they would reach out, but they didn't, and that's okay. I don't blame them for it. I'm like, Jesus on the cross, forgive them for their sins, ladies and gentlemen.
Ethan Ralph is the furthest thing from Jesus Christ the internet has ever seen. I can't believe what he's doing here. The levels of delusion coming from this man are unparalleled, but I suspect the reason he's putting out the word that he will forgive anyone that has left his corner is because almost everyone has distanced themselves from this self-destructive liability. Now, over the years, we've seen many ups and downs for Ethan Ralph. At one point in time, he had the largest late-night live stream on all of YouTube, but now we found him drunk, disgraced, humiliated, and 100% gunted. And due to his ridiculous behavior, Ethan Ralph's become one of the biggest lolcows in the history of the internet. It's not clear what happens to Ethan Ralph from here. My guess is that he'll try and continue to stream. After all, he's a convicted felon in his mid-30s who's never had an actual job. He has absolutely nowhere else to go. It seems his fate is to spend the rest of his life streaming in an absolute state of shame. Then make no mistake about it, this unbelievable meltdown will haunt Ethan Ralph for the rest of his pathetic and degenerate life. Do you enjoy these videos? Do you want more? This just in? Well, help us grow. Tell your uncaring family, tweet it out to your loser friends, think about me while making love to your spouse. How's about a thumbs up? Maybe check out the Patreon and tip your entertainer. The more feedback these videos get, the more videos I'll make. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to spread the word and tell the world about...
This is just in.